62 years ago, on Christmas Eve, a family of 5 left Portland, Oregon, was driven or pushed off that cliff, and they've never been seen since.
So if you're into cold cases, true life crime, this is definitely one episode you are not going to want to miss. Scott, your boat, my boat. Let's go diving and see if we can find the Martin family today. Most people don't even know who the Martin family is. So let's just kind of have like a backstory as to where we're at and what we're doing today.
Well, the Martin family, our family that left around Christmas time from Portland, Oregon, they came out to the Columbia Gorge, where we are now. We're sort of at the eastern end, out here by the Dalles. They were looking for some greenery to bring back to celebrate Christmas with. And they left the Portland home, and they were seen stopping at a gas station along the way. They were seen in Hood River at a cafe. And then that's where the mystery really starts and pretty much stops. There's a really good book by J.B. Fisher, Echoes of Distant Waters, an entire book on the 1958 disappearance of Portland's Martin family.
Oh, and we find him, we get a $1,000 reward.
$1,000. I wonder if that's still, you get the interest on that.
Is there interest on it?
60 years, 1,000. Yeah, I would pay $1,000 to be able to find this car and solve this mystery. And the thing about this is not just a family that disappeared. It's just this really spiderweb, convoluted, you know, he said, she said, there's ex-cons involved. There's just all sorts of different fingers and theories, and I don't know if I believe any of them. All I know is that they think the car was either pushed or dumped off of this one location up here on the river. It's in an area where it's nearly impossible to dive in some of the conditions. Today is awesome. The dam, the flow rates are way down. I don't know if you saw that coming across the bridge. The water is crystal clear. It's warm.
Well, you know, I'm really excited. I mean, you've got your sonar. I've got new sonar.
Yeah.
I mean, between the two of us, if anybody's going to solve this, it's going to be TBK.
It would be an honor. What's TBK?
The Tacoma Bottle King, of course.
Right. So, hey, I have something for you, Jared. This is pretty cool. My son, 16-year-old boy, he makes, he's got a little factory in our basement. He makes these little called finger boards. It's kind of like a miniature skateboard, and they ride them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so, but he made something for you this morning. It's gonna blow your mind.
Christopher did?
Yeah, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is gonna blow your mind. He made this for you. I don't think they exist anywhere else, but right here.
They do not. Look at that. Eventually, hey, we should start selling those. Christopher could go in business and be our full-time printer.
He's already on board, 100%.
Thank you very much, Christopher, for my new shirt. In fact, I'm gonna throw that little shirt on right now. If you guys have been out of shape, and I'm still out of shape, 100%, I'll admit it. But if you're looking for a good workout, I've lost over 30 pounds. I'm working on another 10 to 15 more. And if you want to, I've documented every single day of this journey. I'm over 100 days into it. Still have like another 100 more to go. But if you want to be a part of it and actually work out with me, check out arcrevolution.com and start working on your own dad bod or your own mom bod and start slimming that thing down, because none of us are getting any younger. And let me tell you, it feels so good to be in shape, you know, or better shape. Look at this. Like before, I couldn't hop up like that.
Yeah, if you go back and watch the anchor video, it's the first time and last time I ever saw you with your shirt off.
Right?
I gotta say, you know, you mentioned dad bod, your dad bod, so yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Anyway, check out arcrevolution.com and let's all get better fit like Scott. Scott's 10 years older than I am. Look how good he looks.
The beach is over there.
Hey, on that note, we're gonna get the boats out. We're gonna start scanning, and let's talk about more about this case and some of the stories in the J.B. Fisher book as we're out there.
So we are at the site right now of the spot where a car could drive off of the cliff here from the road, I-84, and then there's a gravel road. You can see the blue spot that's marked up there. That's the location where the car was either possibly pushed or driven off of the cliff.
Now who put the blue mark up there?
That was by the sheriff back in a couple years ago when we were out here diving. So the type of car that it is, it's a 1954 Ford Esquire wagon. It's a big, giant type of a station wagon from back in the day. And so let's say it was driven off the cliff at a few miles an hour and plunged into the water here. You can imagine it would be a massive, huge splash, and the car would probably dolphin up. Well, it would dolphin up and float. There's actually a back eddy right here. If you just plop in here, depending on the current, if the flow is really heavy and really ripping, there's a back eddy and everything flows back that way. So This area has been searched extensively. Obviously, you know, right there is where you'd expect it. I've searched this many times. It's not here. You know, that cliff right there, that's what it looks like underwater as well. It drops off slowly to 30, and it goes from 30 feet out to the center out there is 180 feet. There's a lot of current. You can see that the fishing nets, those are manila ropes that go from the bottom up to the top. And when those rot off and disappear, the line is still swaying like kelp underwater. So
and we have dangers of the nets too. Like we do not want to get...
There are nets. You know, we could come out here in a few hours. There could be nets strung between that location there, or probably between that location and the rocks. So yes, and those nets break off and they drift down. The car could be covered in nets. Somewhere in this general area, a barge dropped its anchor, was doing some type of, you know, survey work, some type of drilling. I'm not sure what they were doing, you know, river work here. And when they went to pull the anchor up, there was something on the anchor. They were struggling. One of the deckhands went down with a steel pole and banged on something that felt like it was a car, but before they could get it to the surface, it dropped off and disappeared. And like I mentioned, a few days later, 2 of the girls showed up. So we're still missing the mom, dad, and one of the daughters.
Well, let's start sonar and get in the water.
Yeah.
A lot of big rocks down there. And really what we're looking for is we're looking for some tires. Even after, you know, 50, 60 years, tires seem to hold shape, although the vehicle itself may be completely disintegrated and, you know, mostly flat. The tires will still hold up. So that's the biggest thing that we're looking for today. So anyway, so we got our little map tracker so we can make sure that we're not crossing over our same path that we've already been on. This one is like a down chirp, so we can see, like, you know, schools of fish up above, contour at the bottom. And this one is a down imaging, so, you know, some big rocks there, kind of the contour of the bottom here. So nothing, you know, that really represents a car. And then this is a side imaging, so we can cross-reference all of those. Yeah, so far I'm just seeing big rocks over there.
Yeah, there's huge rocks and little caves and drop-offs, and, you know, it's a giant boulder field.
All right, I think I'm picking up what you're picking up. And you're talking upside down, right? I'm showing this at 45 feet.
Oh, well, that's something completely different.
Well, then that means I found it and you didn't.
Well, I will give you full credit for it.
Okay.
Let me see what you have.
I have a car upside down.
Oh, come on. I like when you say things like that. Because let's see, the last car you identified was 68 Camaro, and it turns out to be a what? 68 Beetlebug.
I found a car though, didn't I?
You did find a car. Oh, well, that's the same. That's the same exact shape. Yeah, a couple wings coming off.
Oh, that's not it.
Well, that image there is the image I've seen.
Like when you zoom in, it's totally not a car. But I mean,
it's where it's where we haven't dove. So as far as I'm concerned, that's regardless what the side scan shows.
Because we've misidentified things so many times.
Yeah, I mean, if you found something that looks like a car and you tell me it's right out here, I'll say maybe, because I have dove that. But with 10 foot of visibility, well, 5 and 5 at any moment in time, you know, that's what you get. 5 foot to the right, 5 to the left. And that means 6 feet to the right. The car could be right there, and you go right past it.
Yeah, I'm gonna scan it at a few different locations. And you know, this direction, it really looks like car tires.
That's another one, I think.
So you're seeing the one at 40 feet also?
Yeah. Try the one at 87, right on the same.
Okay. Oh, I see your one at 77. I mean, there's enough to dive on these. Like I said, we've dove that other section. We've never dove this section. I'm just gonna dump my boat in the cove over here.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think I want to do a drift dive with you in this boat.
Yeah, do that. I'll jump in that boat.
Secure that thing, and I'll. Yeah.
Okay.
Hop on in.
Woo! That rock moved.
Fall on in. Oh, Jesus. That was a.
Listen, I always listen to what you say.
Don't fall on in. Gracefully.
Too late now.
Flitter on into the boat, Jack.
All right, I'm in the boat.
I think I'm gonna drop in like right about here, and then just swim out to check out the current as I'm going out. I'm gonna make it like 80 feet, 90 feet. It's only gonna be like a 10 or 15 minute dive.
Okay, so you're not hitting the 45 foot one. You're leaving that one for me.
The thing about the 45 there, I'll tell you right now, 45 is on the edge of a wall, and then it drops down to like 80 or something. So,
right, yeah, it's fast. Before I drop you in, Scott, some people are gonna have the question, why are you diving with dual tanks? What's the difference between your tanks and my tanks?
I'm diving doubles today to have redundancy. So I have 2 complete separate scuba systems today. If one was to fail, I can turn off my isolator and I have a completely separate tank system and a completely different regulator to breathe off of. Whenever I go to like 80 or 90 or 100, below 100 feet, I prefer to have the doubles. I also have massive amounts of air on my back. If I get into some kind of trouble,
like the fishing that's down here.
If I get caught in something and I need, 20 minutes to deal with it, then I can take my time and methodically work out the situation, being that I have a lot of air on my back. All right, see you somewhere in a little bit.
All right, good luck.
That's a spectacularly spooky, it's just hard to describe that dive. I got down to I covered like the 70, 80, 90 foot range. Kind of ran out of time with the deco, so I had to make a little safety stop. That's why I'm way down here now. And
yeah, you covered a lot of ground.
There's so many places for a car to hide down there.
Guess I gotta dive it, show them what's down there. Show them how to find the Martin family.
The problem is from 45 to 90 is just one cliff, and it slowly works its way up, and it's bizarre. There's a theory that there's some unnatural rock that was dumped down there on top of the car, because there's whole state government conspiracy of, you have to read the book. It's quite complicated.
Like, you think the government might be involved in hiding the car?
Like a state representative got involved with the Martin girls, or it's, like I said, you have to read the book.
Were the girls under 8?
There may be pregnancies involved. I mean, there's some weird stuff going on.
Seriously?
It's in the book. Read the book. But there's a theory that a barge came in and dumped a ton of rock on top of the car. It's just one of those sort of urban myths. There's some huge rocks. I mean, rocks that are the size of this boat, five times thick.
Right.
And there's actually little caves in them, and
All right, fine. Let's go suit up. I'm gonna go find it.
We are good to go. See you later, Scott. Bye-bye. Alright, so our first stop is to check out that 45-foot mark to see what it was that was sticking up. And then from there, we'll drop down to the 60-foot mark and the 80. Alright, we're at the 40-foot mark. So, we're gonna take it this way. Oh shoot, I forgot my knife. We are not gonna dive without a knife. We need a knife. That can be real dangerous if I get stuck in a net and I can't get myself out. Yep, I got it. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Alright, now we can be safe with the knife. That way, if there's any nets or any ropes or anything of that matter, we will no longer stand a 0 chance, at least we'll have a fighting chance. Whew, the current is picking up. Wow, it's picking up fast. Is there a car around here? Please tell me. I need your help. Alright, how are we doing on air? Alright, 3,000, 2,800. Let's go ahead and drop down. Drop down to the 65, then 85, down to 100, and back up. There's a line there. Is that Scott's line? Oh! What the frick was that? Something big just ran into me. A fish of some sort. I hope it's a fish. Somebody's anchor. I need an anchor. I found anchors on cars before. We didn't get lucky today with that. Now we have to bring it up, not get it tangled up in anything. We don't know if we're going to find a car along the way. Mine or yours? Dang it, I don't get a new anchor now. Great. Scott's into old bottles. His nickname, just in case you've not yet picked up on it, is the Tacoma Bottle King. TBK. You can just see the shape of a lot of these rocks down here and how big they are and how a lot of them represent the shape of, like what a car could be. And so on the sonar, they definitely all blend together. That's why a lot of times you just gotta get down in the water and see what you can find. All aluminum can hams. Old Mr. Austin Fine Liquor. There's just bottles all over here. I don't have enough hands to pick all these up. I got you a present as the Bottle King. Well, you gotta come closer and get it.
Scott, you ready for the big finds?
Absolutely.
Okay, so first of all, I found you a bone. This could be part of the Martin family.
That would be, that'd be pretty weird.
I'm no doctor, but I'm gonna say it's not a human bone.
I'm gonna say that's not human bone.
Okay, so we don't need it.
No.
Old
That's old Mr. Boston.
Old Mr. Boston, what is that exactly?
That's about a I think it's 62.
Okay.
So someone around that time period, about 5 years after the Martin car was thrown in, somebody was sitting on the beach there and they were enjoying an old Mr. Boston's.
I'm gonna throw that one on eBay.
I think you should.
Link is in the description below.
Oh, now that's a cool
The Gordon's
gin. Yeah, that actually, I think with a little research you may find that that's got some actual value.
Okay.
So those are all machine-made bottles.
Okay, what about this one?
Well, that's a very cool, yeah, that's a very cool little, was it perfume or something?
This one says unforgettable. Unforgettable, that's what you are. Cologne Mist, Avon. Found
another Gordon's whiskey. That's cool.
So I'm gonna put that one on eBay.
Nice.
Identified that one.
That's a 60s, like 67 whiskey. You know, it had a paper label. It probably said, you know, something something whiskey, cheap whiskey.
Now I ended up finding four of these total. All four of those on eBay. We'll put those two on eBay and those two on eBay as well. Now Scott, unfortunately we did not find the Martin family today.
We did not. No, but we covered some good area. We covered that area from the 60, 70, 80, 90 foot range down a ways, and you know, the more we get in there, the more times that we dive this, the better chance of actually, you know, finding a car.
Where should we take it from here?
I think further downstream. I think we can go back and we just continue downstream further from the pump house where I ended up, where you got about halfway to. I say we just keep going downriver.
And we have a rumor also of Cascade Locks.
Cascade Locks is another area that they could possibly have gone in. So
that's 40 miles down the road where the bloody gun was found.
Where the bloody gun was found. So that's another spot we can scan, maybe do some dives. That's a really sketchy, high current, lots of fishing nets. I think for us, all I can do is really focus on the diving part of it. You know, diving here in the Dalles and diving Cascade Locks. Other than that,
so link to the books down below. In addition to that, we'll put a link to Coin, did an amazing documentary.
Yep, Jeff Gianola.
Definitely watch that documentary as well.
Absolutely.
How I first heard about this is I think you sent me a link to that one.
Yep.
Even just if you don't like to read, at least watch the documentary.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing about these mysteries is we don't, who knows, a car may never have gone off that cliff there. They could have driven up into the woods somewhere and somebody could have killed them and buried them up there. Who knows? It's just a mystery.
So another thing that I do want to point out is our channel has, you got to hold the camera. You got to be, this is audience participation here from your part. So your son, you know, at the very beginning did an amazing job on the shirt. So again, Christopher, thank you. What is Christopher's Instagram?
LC Boards.
LC Boards. So I'll put a link to that down below. But I think that since we've never had merch before, let's do a limited run. I'll put a link to where you can actually purchase these shirts. We're gonna do a limited run of 100, and Chris is gonna make them. So Chris is gonna make, you know, a few bucks profit on it, and any additional profit will actually go towards the channel and everything we're doing over here, so we can actually get out here in the water, pull cars out, work on cold cases and all that good stuff. So Christopher, thanks for this. Oh, you're not gonna wanna miss, coming up September, October, you're missing this trip, but Sam and I and Mark, we're going on a 45-day cross-country road trip. We're working on like 4 or 5 big, solid, like we have hard evidence for some cold cases that we're going on, plus another 15 to 20 cars across the US.
Well, if there's somebody who can find something underwater, it's my friend Jared, who, by the way, found my anchor and my anchor line that I'd given up for dead, given up for gone. I got jammed in a rock, I let it go, and sure enough, you dove right after without even directions to find, and you found it. You brought it up all coiled nice and neatly, so thank you.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time. Later. Bye-bye.